Nashville, known worldwide as a serious music city. We say, would it kill you to laugh a little?
Coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee, it's live from Little Hollywood.
Featuring Caitlin Cannon, Alice Wallace, Gina Barabash, Stuffy Schmidt.
This week's guests, artist Jeremy Ivey, and from Jenny Lewis's band, bassist Ryan Madora. And now your hosts, Scot Sax and Gina Frary-Bacon.
Live from Little Hollywood.
We are in Little Hollywood, which is a neighborhood in East Nashville. So it's a good show name, we thought.
Yes, and there's a story about Little Hollywood, but I hate stories. I do. You get to a certain age, I don't want any more stories. I don't have the time for stories. I don't want to hear my own stories. Did you ever quit yourself in the middle of your own sentence? Well, you don't talk as much as me.
That's true.
But sometimes, I don't even care. And then I just go, you know what, it doesn't matter.
Never mind.
Our normally scheduled broadcasting time with Rachel.
Wait, I got it. I got this. I'm Rachel's husband.
Who?
I mean, Rachel's ex-husband. You know, Rachel, who's the host on this show.
We're canceling it.
Well, no, you don't have to, because I can do it.
It's just I don't want to hear what I'm saying. You know, because when you lose your train of thought and you say, what was I saying? The other person never knows, which means they weren't listening either.
It's a good test. If you really want to test somebody,
they never know.
just pretend that you lost your train of thought and see if they can pick up the thread.
Yeah. Nobody's listening to anybody. We're all just waiting to talk and then die. So welcome.
Speaking of waiting to talk.
Live from Little Hollywood, we have as our guest here, how would they do it in those cheesy shows? No poison here, folks. No, all the Ivy is Jeremy. Uh-huh. Jeremy Ivey.
Good to have you here in our weird little world.
You know what I do in that situation you're talking about, talking and and being bored of yourself?
Yeah.
Is when I'm pretty sure that my partner is not listening, I just kind of quit in the middle of the sentence and then see if she's like, and then what? But usually nothing happens. Usually it's just
no one's listening.
Yeah.
That's a good test.
Yeah.
That's a really good test.
We talk to ourselves and then we die, as you say.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, not much. How are you?
I'm good. I don't know if I told you, but I'm dating that girl.
Dating? Or?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You remember that girl I met? Sarah?
Sarah?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She's a girl like that. She has that brother whose best friend is roadieing for Duran Duran.
Duran? Like Duran?
Yeah, Duran Duran.
Deal. And I think the lesson is if you're doing the bossa nova, you should live longer.
You won't die. Yeah. If you talk less and do bossa nova more, you'll live longer.
Man, times must have been different for somebody to come up with the bossa nova. There must have been just
Nobody's got time.
larger amounts of good times.
Yeah.
And mostly by the water, too, I think. There must have been a pool involved and maybe some drinks with some umbrellas,
Definitely.
You have to kind of walk around with the...
Can you imagine if we could blame things still on the bossa nova?
We're pretty in love. I think we're going to go to the Bahamas in 2 weeks.
The Bahamas?
Yeah, the Bahamas. The Bahamas.
No way.
Yeah, I think.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Things are good. I mean, I'm even thinking marriage. I don't know. I mean,
Marriage.
Yeah, marriage. That's what I said.
Marriage. Like marriage.
Yeah, marriage. Bahamas. Duran. Everything twice. Why do you keep saying it twice back to me? Did you not hear it the first time? You only have to tell me once, okay? Once.
Just once.
Yeah, once.
Once.
We still could.
They should end every newscast with, and that's all the news from here to Iraq, and let's just blame it on the bossa nova, folks. Good night. I want a newscast that ends like this, and we are done like a nun.
When I was about 18, I met a friend and we started a band called River Bottom. But it wasn't very serious. We played for our cats, which was cool. They loved it.
Jazz cats.
Yeah,
Like pot smoking
big jazz cats, yeah.
African Americans.
Was making music sort of frowned on in the environment you grew up in?
Yeah, it's amazing you weren't in a band in high school. You played though, right?
Well, I was in a religious home. I played guitar, like acoustic guitar and stuff. But yeah, I mean, a loud band or that wasn't an option. You know, although I was like sneaking, listening to like heavy rock back in those days. But
on the radio?
My parents didn't know. Radio, I'd like go like get my friend to burn a copy or make a copy on cassette and have it.
What was on the approved list? What were you okay?
Oh God, classical music, which is good. It got me into a lot of different movements of music I probably wouldn't have known. Big Beethoven, Dvorak, Vivaldi, all that stuff. But it was either that or Christian music, so I definitely chose classical.
Well, so you're doing the devil's work now, aren't you? You are like.
No, I'm doing the Lord's work.
The Lord's work.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in.
It's the only way I got to make a little do-re-mi. So I've taken over the show. Welcome to the new cooking show, Bachelor Cooking Show. If I can learn, you can learn.
Like DC Talk, like Petra was one.
Is that a Christian band?
That was like a Christian rock band, and they had a song that the lyrics were this: "Seen and not heard, seen and not heard. Sometimes God's children should be seen and not heard." Now that's a stifling.
That's just
right
common sense.
Just
Are there feminist? Christian? Well, I guess there must be, because in the whole Christian racket, it's he.
God has a dick.
He.
Yeah, he's got a big dick.
So if if
That's what I've heard,
you're like a feminist, or just a little bit anti-dude, I think is the technical term. You're okay with calling God he?
I don't see. That's the problem I had the whole time. I never liked the he. I never liked the gender God thing.
Yeah.
Because, as I've heard someone say, like God, and I always like this. God is the blanket that we put over the mystery to give it a name.
Yeah.
It's not like if you believe in God, which is not the dude in the sky, but if you believe in God being like some sort of higher mind that we don't understand, then I'm with you. But if you believe that it's a gender-based, women are secondary, and
that's kind of still the deal.
Isn't that
they held on to those good?
That's what happened when the King James Version was translated into English.
It's going a lot different than I expected.
I had a little cake shop in the back of the Firestone.
Urine cakes?
Urine cakes.
I was told I was going to get a truck.
I have a mini truck.
Do you really?
It's a minivan where I cut the back off.
What do you mean you cut the back off?
You cut the top off, so it's a truck. I do the same thing with baby strollers. I make them into baby pickup trucks.
Oh, with the baby in there?
Yep.
You decapitate the baby?
No, baby's fine.
So it was sort of a decision to make it more repressive in the translation.
I don't know. I just know that white men like to do that.
You ever see that billboard? I'm sure it's everywhere, but it's like everything that's wrong in the world is on one billboard. It's not supposed to be. It's with the white guy, and it's for some, I don't know. They do a lot of those, I don't know what it is, but it says size does matter.
Oh God! Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like about guns or tires.
No,
it's or anything.
I think they're like, what are they called? Like not bounty hunters, but like people.
I never knew what that was for.
I think it's a law thing. Yeah, it's a legal thing. Like we're a big legal team, so if you need to get out, they're talking to criminals.
Yeah.
That's.
But isn't that just a law firm?
Yes.
Like Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan?
Many Morgans, yeah.
How many Morgans?
Yes, there's all the Morgans.
One too many Morgans, is that Bob Dylan song?
And there's one too many Morgans. Oh, I can do, you ask me, this is me doing Bob Dylan answering how my New Year's Eve was. Okay, go.
How's your Christmas? Oh, sorry, how's your New Year's Eve?
Do I ask you how your New Year's Eve was? And I mean, I don't know, my spokesman for New Year's Eve. That's my Bob Dylan answering how his New Year's Eve was. Do you think Bob Dylan? Thank you. Do you think he ever in his life has like refreshed a page? Like I would.
Oh, I bet he's a pull downer.
You do?
More comments, more likes.
Mm-hmm. Relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The easy stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever listened to his radio show?
Love.
So
That
good.
was so good.
It was good, yeah.
Great.
I was thinking, since he doesn't do it anymore, I think that someone like Tom Waits or like Patti Smith should take it over. Because it's just called Theme Time Radio Hour. It
Right.
could be
That's
with
true.
anyone, you know.
That's a good idea.
I was so psyched. I was
Yeah,
in
yeah, for-
somewhere on tour, and they had that's when CDs were still being made and bought, and it said, Theme Time Radio Hour, the picture of Bob Dylan. I'm like, oh my God. You find stuff
Yeah, yeah.
on the road, and you need stuff to listen to. Of course, now it's everywhere.
I didn't even know about it. Pete Finney told me about it, and then somebody sent
It's
me all the
unbelievable.
files. So
It's on podcast now.
Yes, you can.
So you can listen to all the episodes, you know.
So I was so psyched,
love
and I
his
thought it was
little
all those
stories.
things. It's just the songs that he played, which is great, but I
Oh,
want
but
to
the
hear
banter,
They got rid of the
yeah.
banter?
I know what you're
The
talking about.
banter's
It's a
so
collection of all the songs.
Yeah.
Which I had discovered a lot of music that way,
Right.
but it's like it's the stories between and even the cheeseball jokes and stuff, you know. It's,
So funny giving the rundowns, but he probably had a little army of people helping him out.
oh,
with
for
the
sure,
technology,
research, because I mean he would be like
yeah.
the devil, he would have like 25 different names for something. When he talked about like the food episode where he talks about like it's like
Yeah.
he's like braised peas, boiled corn. Just goes through this whole thing.
It's like the character he does in the Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid.
Oh,
They
yeah,
have him
yeah,
read
yeah.
the cans.
Alias was his
Yeah,
name.
Elliot. He's like good. Yeah. Well, we want to hear you play a song.
Yeah, we can
and,
play a song
And
for
I'm
us.
not a guy that I don't go around saying, "Oh, I wish somebody would play me a song in the town." I am.
Well, yeah. Thanks for talking about Bob Dylan and having me play
Yeah.
my dorky little song.
We should have talked about Matt Dillon. You would have felt a lot more comfortable.
Or,
But I do wanna-
Jacob Dylan would have been better.
I do want to say that whose signature you got on there? Is that Willie the Nelson?
It's Willie the Nelson, yeah. And
He's
his
signed
middle
upside
name is
down?
the.
Really, the
Yeah.
Upside down?
It was. No, it was this way.
It's right side up, or you?
It's set up.
You're not lefty. Yeah, that's interesting.
You know, he
It's-
signed something to my wife's and it was more legible, so I think maybe he likes her more. I don't know.
Everybody likes people's wives more, even if it's a lesbian marriage.
Yeah, yeah.
Who plays the wife? The
The-
wife
the
in
wife?
this, and then they go, well, she's kind of more the wife. Yeah, I like her. Like it's the. Do they say it's the woman behind the woman? In
Behind
in
every
that
great woman is a
community?
greater woman.
What do you think about an LGBTQT that serves BLTs? Right, just
That's
BLTs.
good. That'd be a nice sign.
I want to say sometimes I want to say we could do this like Bob Dylan's
Yeah.
theme time. Jeremy Ivey, he's played everywhere. The cat skills, you could say he's got the skill of a cat. That's good. It's good to have.
Pretty
Yeah.
good. I like it. It's good.
All right,
what are you gonna play?
Yeah, what are you gonna play?
I'm just going to play a new song. It's called Heaven's Basement.
Cool. Headless Basement.
Heaven's Basement.
Oh, okay. It's Jeremy Ivey. Heaven's Basement.
Headless Basement. My good fortune set ablaze those less than glory days. There's no nobler fight than fighting for a song. If they don't remember who I am, there's no point in reminding them. I'll be dead long before they know I'm gone. Tell all my friends back home, there's no friend like being alone. And the quiet sometimes sounds like loud applause. I got a suitcase full of bones, a rucksack full of stones. I'm gonna lean into this trouble just because. There's no room for you and me in that house of mystery. They don't want our kind to find what they can't see. So I'll see you when I care. When I don't, you won't be there. I'm gonna live out in the woods my memory. I hope karma got my payment. I'm gonna sleep in heaven's basement. or I'll crash out on those golden streets at night. They got whiskey bars up there, I know how, when, and where. I'll find you throwing money at your appetite. It's the curse of fingertips and the burden of two lips. Tell the pain that lives behind a heavy mind. Twisted metal cries, soft rose petal skies, hanging over interstates, a waste of time. There's no place left to go in this world that I know, to escape my own embarrassment and shame. If the wind goes through my coat, the cold crawls down my throat, may the last word I whisper be your name.
To people watching this who, like, more times than not, they don't have interactions with Willie Nelson.
Well, you're sort of extended family.
I'm lucky because I'm like, yeah, close friends now. But when I first,
like, you know how his like how he smells and how tall he is.
Specifically how he smells, yeah.
Does he smell like weed?
Smells like weed, no.
Okay.
No, actually, these days he's not smoking actual flower because of his, whatever.
Yeah.
But he still partakes THC for sure.
I'm glad he's taking care of himself.
Him and his family, they're just really sweet people. It's not like, obviously when you first meet someone like that, there's a star-struck quality.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't seem weird now at all. But when I first met him, it was at Farm Aid in 2016, and I was trying to eat a sandwich. I had a low blood sugar, and my wife, Margot, texted me and said, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I got to eat this sandwich." She's like, "No, put it down. This is more important." So I went to the bus. And me being like on no food and then smoking weed.
I know, that's a bad, uneasy feeling.
So I'm not like a daytime weed smoker anyway. Like I'm at the end of the day, might have a couple hits where Margot smokes all the time. So it's no big deal for her.
So you weren't at your best in this moment.
No, I'm not. I
shit.
wasn't ready. I'm standing in the bus, and of course it's just like a round of like joint. And I'm hitting it every time. I'm not gonna skip
and that
it.
speeds. I don't know about you, but I get sped up from pot.
I just got really stoned, and then.
Turns out Willie Nelson has good
As
weed.
I'm kind of just watching it from like behind my head,
Yeah.
And they're making jokes and everything. And then Micah Nelson comes through, which I hadn't met before, and he's awesome. But he came in and he had like one of Willie's new albums. He's like, "Hey Dad, sign this for me." And of course Willie's like, "What?" Like, So he signed. He's like, "Who do I make it to?" He said, "Micah." He's like, "How do I spell it?" He's like, "My name." And Willie's like, looked at him. He's like, I just remember this very specifically. He's like, "You're a weird kid." And then Micah's like, "You're a weird dad." But then he left, and Willie had given me his new record, and I'm holding on to it like it's like the like stern of like a ship.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just holding on to it, sweating,
That's why I don't smoke.
And then I'm like, why did I not? Right. And I just ended up getting shuffled off. Said, "Thank you," and left. And I'm like, why did I not have him sign it? Like, his own son came in and got the record signed, and I have a Sharpie in my hand and the thing, and just sitting there the whole time, like, couldn't move.
You don't know what to do with yourself.
I thought you were going to say it was from your Micah, the piano player. That would have made more sense.
No. It was Micah Nelson. Who just wanted, but that was the first time.
Dad. Yeah.
And now Willie Nelson now is a person that So it's like if you see him on TV, it's different now.
Yeah, I just spent Thanksgiving with him, and we started a tradition where we go to Hawaii and
Is he a hog? Is he a turkey hog? Is he like, come on, Willie? It's like you seriously.
His wife is an incredible cook, Annie, and she cooks both traditional traditional American and then traditional Hawaiian. So she's got like the ham and But her stuff is awesome. So the food there is always great.
Well, it was great having you. I don't want to stop, but we have our next. All right, here we go. I'll check you guys later. I gotta roll.
But we got the bossa nova still, so it's fine.
We do.
Blame it all on the bossa nova.
That's right. Clock falls down.
We should do this, like, you know what, should I turn this on when we're, like, running out of time, Gina?
Yes, I do.
That's subtle. Well, Ryan Madora here. I have known Ryan, and actually, no, I got to know you more from when we met out here. Sometimes you have to leave your home. Sometimes you have to leave your hometown, right, Ryan, to really see where you're from.
Wait, did you know each other in L.A.?
No, where? She's from Philadelphia.
Oh, you're a Philly girl.
Yeah.
Hey, represent.
Yeah.
Right over my head.
Yeah, and let me tell you something about females from the main line of Philadelphia. They're not bass playing motherfuckers. They're people, they're getting their nails done. So that was like, actually, let's see your nails. Exactly.
They're not done.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, I need to cut my nails.
Are you a mainline chick? Or?
I am, yes.
Okay.
I grew up on-
nothing makes sense about Ryan.
Yeah.
So how did this happen? Because you're an amazing
So
bass
Ryan's
player.
a bass player. She put a book out. I hope you brought a copy of it.
It's in my car.
That makes
so
zero sense.
that
That's
is,
all right.
it's about this big.
You wrote a book?
We can
I did. I
insert
wrote a
picture
book.
of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
It's
it
roughly
memoir?
this big. You can put it right in the. You can insert the picture here. As
Oh,
if
yeah,
I'm
that's
holding
good,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the cover.
Called Bass Player to Know, and they have
She
it.
gave me one.
Yeah, and you have one too. But
Everybody, look under your seats.
and we all get books. But yeah, they have it at Fanny's House of Music. They have it at Grammy's, a lot of cool places. Amazon, my website. But it's great. It's like a book for bass players who want to know about other bass players, but not like the big ones, because like everybody knows about like Paul McCartney and Geddy Lee and all those guys. This is for like when you're ready to go next level, and you want to learn about other bass players that influence those people and everything like that. So yeah, if you want to learn about that.
Do you have a chapter about Carol Kay?
I don't, because I consider Carol Kay as like one of
She's
those
up in that.
big ones. Like
Yeah,
everybody knows that there's a lot of press, there are a lot of like things about her. So mine is kind of like that, again, that thing where you can't necessarily find the articles on the people.
So who was your biggest influence?
There's so many.
Is there one?
There's so many. I wrote a book about it. The number one, I think, for me would be Jamerson. I grew up listening to Motown records, and like I remember when the movie Standing in the Shadows of Motown came out, which coincidentally was produced and created by a guy from the main line
Oh.
who lived in Ardmore.
Who was that?
Alan Slutsky.
Oh.
Yeah.
Slutsky.
Yeah.
Jewish or Polish?
Jewish.
We're all
Yeah.
Jewish from the main
We're
line.
all, yeah.
so
It's just,
LA.
that's the vibe.
And I definitely want to cover. It is interesting how Jewish people, a lot of the Jewish people and Black people, I feel like I could say that, have some soul and some funk. I got like when I talk about albums online and stuff, I always have like. A lot of times I'll talk about if I'm talking about the Rolling Stones or whatever, it gets into a whole thing is I'll be like, everybody's like exile. I got it. But like, if I actually want to, like, I have more fun listening to Emotional Rescue album. And I have no problem thinking that it's just, and I realize like a lot, and I don't know about you, because you are a funky motherfucker too, that like, I really like to move. I just move. Always. It's just in me. And and exile. Obviously, it's I was down, little sister, down.
That's the first time I ever saw you. Was at your Philly Soul review?
Yeah.
You were probably in that band.
You were,
yes.
And I had friends in town from New York, and they were like, "Who is that guy?"
But that's the difference. I think there's some albums I just have more fun with, and then the people that were saying, I was realizing they listened to the album. I got you, but I like to. I just
Feel
think.
it.
Now, when you before, so you're playing with Jenny Lewis now, but before that, you were slumming it with one of my neighbors as a bass player, guy that used to live back there.
Oh, yeah, just like down the street.
Literally back there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What was his name again?
Robin Ford?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Neighborhood
I
guy.
did some like blues, jazz, fusion
During the pandemic,
stuff.
I would be like noodling on my guitar on our porch. And fucking Robin Ford is over there noodling on his porch. I was so self-conscious. Like,
It was a noodle off.
A noodle
was a
off.
noodle off.
Yeah.
A little Hollywood.
Yes, so
noodle.
you played with Robin Ford, who is on to the lay person, whoever that is. Oh my God, I want to get a shirt that says "I'm the lay person" they're talking about. I'm the lay down person.
You're not the walrus. You're the lay.
Yeah, I am the lay person.
You need some lays.
Yeah. Get laid with a lay person.
Yeah.
So, but he played. I know him really from like that first song on Miles of Isles or Isles of Miles, and she goes ooh, and he goes ooh, and they do mimic each other and stuff. That's all I need to know.
I heard after the tornado, he was a hero. He was walking around cleaning up stuff just like everybody else, and people were sort of like, "Oh my God, that's Trout."
Yeah,
They
Robin
couldn't
Ford.
believe Robin Ford.
Yeah, Robin Trout would
I always
never
mix
do
up
that.
those
Oh,
names.
Robin Trower.
Yeah, would never.
Where's he? He wouldn't.
I don't know.
Yeah, he could clean up a couple things. Oh, Ryan's here.
Hi.
So now you're playing with Jenny Lewis. I would say, is Jenny the most, other than me, the most pop act that you've played with? Because you don't usually.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, she's definitely like the most cool. Like,
She's pretty cool.
the pop and the coolness kind of are like, I don't know how I ended up there because I am like this much cool, and when you are in a room with her, you're like, she's obviously the coolest person here.
How does she do it? Do you ever
don't
say,
know.
how do you do the cool?
I don't, because I think she just is.
That should be the name of our show.
How do you do the cool? I think she just is
You're
that
pretty
way.
cool, though. You keep it together. You're pretty, like...
Some people just have it.
Yeah.
I mean, I always wear jackets because I'm always cold, so I do keep it
Me
cool.
too.
Do you have
too,
your
but I don't
bass
think it
here?
makes me
I think
cool. It
like
just makes
yeah,
me cool.
literally. I think that like
do.
asking someone how are you so cool is maybe the least cool question to ask someone. Like,
Well, it'd be...
how are you so cool?
Right.
Like, what are they
How
gonna
do
say?
you
Like,
stay
well,
so
it's
What would they say?
vitamin R or whatever.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
answer. It's gonna be like
Without sounding egotistical, almost. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like, well, I'm so cool because.
how about the best answer is like I'm not afraid to die. It's the coolest you can be.
Yeah. I don't
That's
know.
pretty cool.
I'm a little suspect
Cool as a
of
cucumber.
that kind of cool. Did you
I'm
bring a
that kinda
bass by
cool.
any chance?
Yeah, I have one. It's
Can you hand Ryan a bass?
in that.
I love myself, I want you to love me. When I'm feeling down, I want you to love me.
All right, Ryan Madora here. Ryan is a bass player, as you can see, and you are in the category of people where it doesn't add up.
I search myself, I want you to find me. I forget myself, I want you to remind me. You guessed it, oh, I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself, oh, I don't want anybody else. Oh, calling Gloria.
Thank you.
Yeah. It just, you're just I don't even, you're just, I think especially because bass, it's just sort of like when people look like their dogs. You know, people usually look like their instrument a little bit. Somebody pointed out that people play harmonica the way they sing, and it's so true. Like Roger like Dylan, definitely, and Roger Daltrey at the end of Baba O'Reilly and all that stuff.
That makes sense.
But, a big brother plays the bass, and then Ryan, little Ryan Madora, Jewish girl from the main line outside of Philadelphia, and like,
Full of soul.
she's fucking, don't even. That's it. That's what I say. She's
Well,
don't
let's
even
hear it.
level. Okay.
Okay. I guess I'll just play. I mean, I had mentioned Jamerson before, so I might as well play a couple bass lines, a couple Motown bass lines.
Please do.
Which are my favorite.
Everybody.
I can keep going.
That was nice,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's just one of my faves.
Can
Simple.
you do silly love songs?
Oh.
Not off the top of my head.
One.
He did, yeah, just the one, the hook.
And James Jamerson, he had those ghost notes. It was
Yeah.
those little pickup
Yeah.
things. Were
Da-
great.
da- mhm.
The end.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
Where does
And-
the ghost note come from?
So actually, this is a great question. So the ghost note, which is also often referred to as a dead note, is something that is basically a note where you prioritize percussion over pitch.
Okay.
So what you're really doing is you're using kind of like a sequence of muting with this hand and this hand, and you're playing a note before you play the pitch note. So if I were to go,
Yeah. It's the fucking. It's
Drums and bass, basically. Yeah.
Percussion, yeah.
so you can hear that like I'm muting the note and then playing
So
some of
he
the
never
notes.
really did that. Exactly what you did there, because he was a one finger guy.
Right. Yeah. So
So that's
technically,
probably why he did so much variety of notes, right?
yeah, absolutely. And so if you take a bass line that like includes a lot of dead notes, something like "What's Going On," it's like, which I also can't think of right now, but
Did
it's
he play
there.
on
It's
the
a,
Diana Ross stuff.
yeah. Well, yes. It depends on what. So there are a couple house
Touch
bass
Me in the Morning.
players.
I had the bass line and Touch Me in the Morning. And it's always in songs that you don't, it's not the first thing you think of. You
Yeah.
touch me. It wasn't a doom, boom, boom, ba-doom. And my God, that is some nasty, mean business going
Yeah.
on underneath that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's so many great parts and
What's
so
your
much
favorite
to
Jenny
go.
Lewis song to play on the bass?
Joy Y'all. It's the title track of the new record.
Let's hear how that goes.
Ooh, you know what? I need a pick for that.
Mm.
You got me? All right,
You
cool.
know who lives in Nashville that I met?
Oh, so
We're
close.
so better than I thought.
Thank you.
See now,
Oh,
you're not
this is
cool.
a very tiny
If you
thing.
were cool, you
Come
would have been
over
like,
here.
of course.
Sorry.
That's how I do it.
I met James Bass just totally randomly. Who's Al Green's guitar player.
Oh,
He's
cool.
the nicest old man. He lives up in Clarksville. He's around Nashville.
He's Al
And
Green's
just
guitar player.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Like for
And
the
he's
last
got
40
these
years? Or?
amazing hands. He was always.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, not anymore. He's old. He stopped because he was married to a woman who didn't want him to do it anymore, and he gave it up.
It's because of the Lord.
Maybe so, yeah.
I wonder how that works with Al Green, because he's a preacher.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm so confused. I often think very religious people are just exhausting. And I'd have to be like, all right, let me just figure this out a second. The feminist and subject, the Lord, not the Lord's vain, but you weren't the thing. I just be so tired.
It's a lot of work.
There's a lot to keep
Yeah.
track of.
All right, let's hear Jenny Lewis song.
All right, so this is Joy Y'all,
Okay.
which is pretty bass and drums. Like, that's kind of the thing for it.
Oh, you know?
So.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't even know this song, so I'm just going to sing a different song. Check me out. That's Ryan Madora on the bass, yeah. You wouldn't recognize her by her face, but let me tell you, you think that she's a big black man with a booty. You can call her Judy. She comes from the main line, but she doesn't get her nails done, not anytime. She's laying it down, four on the floor, get off the floor, get on the floor, get off the floor. Jenny Lewis, this has got a little of that. What's up with that? Sorry,
Okay, what's up with
you're our Lindsey Buckingham. Yeah. That does sound fun. That's
a pretty funky groove.
That's ice skating.
Something about
It's
that
great.
slide, that thing, that sound, you know, when you slide up the note. I just love that.
Now, how is it for when I'm not playing? I'm comfortable doing this because it's one thing. I definitely have ADD, and I like to do a million things, which doesn't help. I just love doing lots of different things. When I'm playing music, I just played a gig with my wife Susie Brown in Asheville 2 nights ago, and I'm just like the car is in neutral, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I can do I forget that I can do it, and I do it well, but everything else I have like is confusing to me. And it's a very relaxing experience.
So you're
for
in
me.
your zone. That's where you're.
It's just I am so relaxed. I'm just like I feel great. I don't feel nervous. I know what I'm doing, and it's just one of the few times when I truly, fluently know what I'm doing without even thinking about it.
Are you asking if it's?
So when you play the bass, but you never seem like an anxiousy person.
Ooh. I am certainly an anxiousy person. I think it just doesn't come across that way, but there's a lot. Yeah, I have a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of anger. I get it out, I guess, maybe through bass playing and through just moving around. And I'm one of those people that like always has to be doing something. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, I got to do this, got to do this, got to do this, got to do this. And playing bass is almost like that one thing where I think the best part about it is like I have to use both of my hands. So, like, I can't be doing anything else. Like, it's one of those things where, like...
multitasking.
Right, there's no multitasking. Like, you can't check your phone, you can't do all this, but like both hands are on the instrument.
When you're on tour and you have to sit in the van for a while, how do you deal with that? Or bus?
Well, I usually have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of work?
Well, I write books and articles for different magazines, and I make a lot of just educational material, so I'm always, like, editing video and... writing things, so usually kind of like planning that kind of stuff and working on just things just in my computer world.
Yeah.
So I'll usually do that, and then I'm also like a big reader, so a lot of times I'll just like have books that I'm reading, or listening to music that I'm trying to learn for another thing or whatever it is.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot going on.
Well, I'm just so impressed with you. I grew up, in the same area. I'm older than you, but there's always people talking about getting a record deal, being a rock star, being all these things, and talking. I always took note of just so much talking, and I was like, "Are you doing it?" It was like I just drove me crazy, and I was a go-getter and all that stuff, and I just so enjoy watching you just not walk into success, but work your ass off and be recognized in the world as a great person, a great bass player, obviously, but just a great band member. Because you could be, nobody wants a jerky bass player.
That's true.
The hang's got to be good. The
hang's got to be good. Well,
that's most of the time.
There's someone really talented, and after every show, they're bitching about stuff or just whatever it is. I know this from years and years. Like, you got to be able to gel with people and play well and be cool.
Yeah, the
play
muttering.
Well and be cool. That's a good motto.
I used to have a guy in my band that he would have to send pay for his like electric bill or whatever, so he'd have to send checks from the. He had a little bit of an attitude on the road. Understandably, it was like we weren't really rolling in the dough or whatever. But he would put the check in the envelope, and right before he sealed it, he would go, "Fuck you!" He sent a "fuck you."
Wow.
Put it in the envelope.
Put that negative energy in.
Yeah.
But maybe he got it out then. If
I
you
know.
put it in the envelope, send it away, you get out of it.
They may have went on a shooting rampage when they were.
It's the opposite of sealing it with a kiss.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sealing it with a
I had a
piss.
really hippy dippy roommate at one point, and I mean beyond I'm totally cool with being hippie and being out there, but this guy was on one. But he used to speak to his water, and it was the thing he would he'd love, kindness.
To his water?
His water. So he would have this he would talk a lot about I've blessed this water, so please just be careful with it. He'd leave the room, and I'd be like, turn aside, hey, fuck your water. And go back, and he'd be like, I can just taste the pureness of it. I'm like, I'm sure you can. It's
amazing.
But I would say all the things.
You were like the water nasty whisperer. Well, Jeremy, Ivey, Ryan, Madora.
This has been really fun. Thank you both for coming in.
Thanks for
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
This is a blast.
Right? It's
I love the vibe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Same. Live from Little Hollywood. Thanks for joining us, wherever the hell you are. And
we'll see you next time.
Yeah, who's on the next episode?
You've never heard of him.
Oh, well, we think John Bird and Marissa Moss.
Oh, yeah. Well, we definitely know Marissa Moss.
Marissa Moss.
The bird is
Waiting to
flying
confirm,
around somewhere.
yes.
Yeah, Marissa Moss. You guys familiar with her? She wrote Her Country.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I've known Marissa for a while.
Oh, really?
John Bird's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks. See you, everybody. Yeah. If you put something in falsetto, it just...
It does.
All right, I gotta go.